Hello, video maniacs of all shapes, sizes, and colors. This is Practice Dummy. This video is actually a remake of a previous video I did covering on how to mod the original Tomb Raider that came out in about 1995, 1996. A few things had changed as far as the installation goes, so I'm going to go ahead and guide you through it and what needs to be done in order for you to play Tomb Raider with enhanced graphics and also be able to use a PS4 or PS5 controller with it as well. Alright, first thing you want to do is you want to install Tomb Raider, and we'll go ahead and start with that. And it's Tomb Raider with a 1 on there. And you want to install it in the C drive, the drive where your operating system is at. You have to do this. If you try to install it in any other drive, the mods will not install. So it must be in your C drive. So go ahead and click on Next and Install. Now, while the installation is taking place, in the description below, I will have the links to where you need to go to download the other files we'll need. The first one will be Tomb ATI, and there are 3 files we'll be downloading and installing. First one will be tombati.exe, and it'll be version 1.8. On my previous video, I had version 1.7. Tomb ATI has a new version, so just download that. And then also want to download the higher quality FMV files for Tomb ATI, and then save that to wherever. And then HD textures for Tomb ATI, and also save that to whenever, or wherever, excuse me. Alright, the other thing we're going to download, and this is for those that want to use a PS4 controller or a PS5 controller, and it's called DS4 Windows. And one thing I want to state up front, as of September the 29th, Steam had an update that now has it to where the Steam controller settings do not interfere with DS4 Windows. So you no longer have to disable the controller in Steam settings in order to use DS4 Windows. Now you can leave the Steam controller on and you can still use DS4 Windows. It'll supersede the Steam controller settings. So, okay, on DS4 Windows, for those that want to use a PS4 or PS5 controller, just click Download and then save it to wherever you want to save it at. Alright, depends on your internet connection. Tomb Raider 1 should be installed. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to go to wherever you downloaded the Tomb ATI files to. And now you want to double click on Tomb ATI and you want to run it. And on that, it'll show the destination folder to be the C drive, and that's where you want it at. And click Install. Now, on this, go ahead and click Agree to License Terms and Conditions, but what the deal is, you'll have a newer version than this already installed, or should. Go ahead and click Installed, and if you already have a newer version, it'll show the setup failed. Do not worry about it, just close out the window. And then you should see ready to import for the Steam version. Now, I have not tested out the GOG version yet, but I do have it. So I am going to try it out and see if it works. And if we get the ready to import for the GOG, I will put, irregardless of what happens when I try to install with the GOG version, I will put it in the description below as well. So that if it does work, you'll see it in the description below and you can follow the same steps. All right. So you got the ready to import showing, so you click the install button. And it'll show says files imported. Click done. And you'll see 3 desktop icons here. The first one is Tomb ATI, that's the Tomb Raider game. Tomb UB is the Tomb Raider Unfinished Business expansion pack. And last is Tomb ATI config here. but we will mess with that one later on. We got to install 2 other mods first. And we'll go ahead and install the Toom ATI HD Textures version 1.0. And you're going to see when the window comes up, the destination folder will be in the Toom C:/Toom ATI. That's where we want it at. Click Extract. And there you go on that. And we'll go ahead now and do the Toom ATI HQ FMVs version 1.0. And likewise, the destination folder should show C:/Toom ATI. Click Extract. And there you go. All right, now let's go ahead and click on the Toom ATI configure icon. And now it depends on what you want to play is what you want to select here on the right. Since we'll be starting off with the Tomb Raider 1 main game, make sure that's highlighted. Now if you want to do the unfinished business, you got to go through and click unfinished business and then click done. And then if you select unfinished business, make sure you start up the game using the Toom UB instead of the Toom ATI. And that's all there is to that. All right, now once we got that going, we want to go ahead and for those that want to use PS4 or PS5 controllers, you want to go ahead and go to where you downloaded the DS4 Windows. And now what you want to do is you want to extract the folder or extract the file, and you'll get a DS4 Windows folder. Go ahead and click onto that. And go ahead and click on ds4updater.exe. And if it's not already up to date, it'll take you through a status bar. And then once it's done, then you click Open DS4W. And then since I already have my PS4 controller enacted, it should detect it. Now, if it takes you through, pulls up a certain window, it might ask you to install the Xbox 360 driver. I don't know if that's the case with the newest version of DS4 Windows. Was for the older version that I used in my previous Tomb Raider video. But what you want to do is it'll probably detect a controller, but it'll show the default. And what it is you can go into profiles and create a new profile, which I already did for Tomb Raider. You just click on new. And it'll ask you if you want to use a preset option. I say no to that. And then with the PS4 controller or PS5 controller, depends on what it detects, what you do is you click on, say, like the X button, and it'll pop up this window, and then you determine what keyboard key you want to assign to that button. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to cancel out of that, but I'm going to go into Profiles, and I'm going to go ahead and go into Tomb Raider and edit. But I'm going to show you. And what it's going to show is when I hover my button, and I've already assigned all the keys to it, it'll highlight, like right here, it'll highlight the left control, which is the keyboard control for action for Tomb Raider. And I assigned it to the button that's the action button for like the PlayStation control outlet or layout. And if I hover over the square button, it'll highlight the square, whoops, bring that back up. It'll highlight the square left alt, and then I'll hover over another button. It'll highlight triangle and show what keyboard key is assigned to that button. And likewise for the directional keys, as you can see. Now, once you have created a profile, make sure you name it, which I already done. And then afterwards, you can also click on the light bar and change the color to what you want to set it to for a color for the light bar for any particular profile. And then you click Save. And in my case, I already have created a profile, and so Now the default profile has its own color that is selected by default. I changed up the profile for Tomb Raider on the light bar, what it'll show for, Tomb Raider, which, it tells me on my controller that I'll know that, I've got the certain profile selected, and that's what shows on the light bar. All right. Now on DS4 Windows, I'm just going to minimize the window here, and we got all the mods and everything installed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the desktop icon for Tomb ATI. And there we go. And we'll start up a game. Hold on. Gonna change the volume on the music and sound effects down. Okay. And there we go. Tomb Raider running in all its glory. Now, full disclosure on the cutscenes, for some reason, my options button is not working, so I'm going to double check that. Sometimes you have to reinitialize the setting, or there's multiple options on. Depends on, I guess, a version of the PC version of Tomb Raider on what button is assigned, because that kind of changed. But there you go. Shame we didn't have textures to improve Lara a bit more, but no real complaints. But the environment textures are certainly better. So there you go. If successful, you got your settings changed up to work for Tomb Raider. And hope you enjoy playing through a wonderful classic with some enhanced graphics. All right, everyone. Take care, one and all, and God bless you.